Hi, this is Sheheryar and you're watching All of Your Business. We have a lot of things to discuss today, from Pakistan economy to wheat prices and to a lot of other topics. So without further delay, let's move to our guest, Mr. Mehtab Haider. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you, sir?
I am fine.
Sir, I have a lot of things to talk to you about today's event. So number one is the wheat prices have surged, uh, despite there were a lot of debates going on its prices, and we all know that the devastating floods have plagued the whole nation. What else do we look forward to other than wheat prices, and how do you see the surge in wheat prices? Are they going to snowball more?
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Thank you very much for having me. Actually, this time the wheat prices have gone up mainly because when the GDP growth was estimated originally, initially the wheat target was investing at around 30 million ton of wheat production will be there. Okay, but now that when we have achieved the revised target, where the overall GDP growth has gone up, but the wheat target has been snatched down from 30 million tons to 28 million tons. So there is a shortage, and no matter Pakistan has been left without having no other option but to import the wheat. So first of all, there was a crisis triggered mainly because of the condition of the IMF that there should be no support price mechanism for wheat. And I just want to tell you another important thing. You know, the overall wheat transactions possess value of more than 2 trillion rupees. So there is a shortage, and government of Pakistan will have to import wheat from any other country. In the past, we were used to import wheat from Ukraine or from Russia, but there is a crisis going on in Ukraine and Russia. So this time we have two options. Either we have to import the wheat from Brazil, but mainly from the United States. Although there might be some logistics cost, increased logistic cost, but that are the options from where we will have to import the wheat of 1.5 million to 2 million tons.
Sir, having said that, do you think other commodities are also going to face surge in prices?
Actually, these devastating floods have caused havoc in the recent past, and we have witnessed a slight increase in the CPI based prices. So, of course, we expect that there might be some increase in vegetables. That's why the overall CPI based inflation target, which were earlier invested around 5 to 7%, now it's estimated that it might go up in the range of 7.5%. And that will be mainly because of the fruit prices.
And sir, we have already seen a sharp surge in the vegetable prices in Karachi. And lots of foods were also dropped because of that. Sir, Finance Minister Aurangzeb has landed in US for IMF and World Bank talks. We all know that Pakistan have a bailout deal. Has sought a bailout deal. So, sir, what are we looking forward to, and how do you see that, as an expert in economy? How do you see that supporting Pakistan on broader picture?
Actually, Finance Minister, along with his delegation, is going to participate in the annual meeting of the Bretton Woods institution. That is called IMF and World Bank. It's scheduled from this week for the next 5 6 days. And on the sidelines, he is going to participate in some important meetings. For instance, there is a regional conference is scheduled to be held on the sidelines of this annual meeting, whereby IMF's MD will also be there, and the finance minister will be the keynote speaker in that conference. So it is expected that Pakistan's finance minister Muhammad Aurangzeb will hold an important meeting with the IMF's MD as well as with the president of the World Bank. Because president of the World Bank has hosted a dinner in which all the finance ministers of the World Bank members are going to participate. In this, on the sidelines, we also expect that Pakistan's finance minister will also take up the issue of the ongoing completion of the second review and release of third tranche, for which IMF team had recently visited Islamabad, and they stayed here for 2 weeks and conducted a fruitful discussion, which IMF has attributed that they made a significant progress. But both sides couldn't strike staff level agreement. So there are expectations that during this week talks with the IMF officials, Pakistan is going to renew its efforts for striking SLA or staff level agreement with IMF.
Sir, can you tell me in very easy and simpler words, like a citizen of Pakistan, average user to understand it? Uh, what does talks with World Bank mean?
World Bank has committed $20 billion for Pakistan for next 10 years. And if we incorporate the IFC, International Finance Corporation, which is a subsidiary of the World Bank, they have also committed a $20 billion. Right. So in next 10 years period, World Bank and its IFC has committed $40 billion. It's mostly in the shape of project loans. So we are expecting that a major chunk from the World Bank is going to be disbursed in coming years. So it is very significant for Pakistan to materialize this huge portfolio or envelope into disbursement, because this is the just commitment, and it depends upon us and upon our capacity to materialize it into a reality.
Sir, another question that is coming into my mind and that has been roaming in my mind for quite a while. Car sales in Pakistan have jumped to 67% year on year to 17,174 units in just September 2025. So, what factors might have led to this development? And second number thing is, we have talked about the car prices and lots of car projects in our previous podcasts. So, how do you see this number in the bigger picture?
Actually, Pakistan's large scale manufacturing has faced contraction in the first 9 months of the last financial year. But in the last quarter, the LSM growth has picked up. Right. This picking up of this growth continues in the first couple of months in the ongoing financial year. And the large scale manufacturing has gone up mainly because of the increase in the sale of the auto sector, right, increase in the dispatches of the cement sector, right, increase in the production side of the garments. These are the major sectors. And fourth one is the POL products. Its sale has gone up. So all these factors contribute and show that economic activity is picking up. And because of this, it indicates that the car sale has gone up significantly. Another thing which is very important, and that is the policy rate, which the State Bank of Pakistan has kept unchanged in last 3 to 4 months period. But now there are expectations that the State Bank's Monetary Policy Committee is going to take favorable decision in its coming policy rate announcement. But it depends how the inflation behaves. If inflationary pressures persist at existing levels, then we should expect that the policy rate is going to be reduced. But if, which we have earlier discussed, if the prices and especially the food prices picks up and we see any surge, then there are expectations that this monetary policy will remain unchanged, or in worst scenario, it might slightly go up in coming months.
Sir, what do you think? What would happen?
Actually,
What are the probability of
probability, most of the probability that this inflationary pressure will remain in the range of 5% to 7.5%.
Right.
So, probably for the next few months, this policy rate probably will remain unchanged, or we see slight decrease. For instance, 20 basis points or 50 basis points. But if something happens, because there is nothing, we cannot say with certainty that how the economy is going to behave. For instance, we have witnessed the floods, but floods have caused some devastation to the agriculture sector. But it also requires peace and stability in Pakistan. If we see disruptions, if we see blockage in roads, political instability, then it might increase some kind of surge in the inflation pressure, which will also affect on the overall policy.
So, sir, what I'm getting is socio-political circumstances matter a lot and they play a
Of course, it matters a lot because it is a matter of political economy of Pakistan, and both are interdependent. So, on both sides, there's a need stability.
Sir, my favorite statement, fingers crossed.
Of course.
Thank you so much, sir. This was all for today. Meet you in the next episode of All of Your Business. Take care.